Hello, so this is the second game against Sqwurrol, and I did do a live recording of this, but I forgot to turn my mic on because I'm an idiot, so yeah, that's why it's not like that. I'm on 84th, and Sqwurrol is on 4th Munte, both on Maverick. I thought his choice was a little bit weird because he doesn't have any 2k range stuff. He could have picked 122nd, which I think would have been a better choice, but he does have really dangerous CQC infantry. But my plan here was basically not to bother with his CQC stuff. I'm basically going to unload all this up onto the hill here, just outrange him here, cut off his reinforcement, take these flags as early as I can, whereas just sort of trying to hold on to this flag as much as I can, trying to sneak in here. That didn't work, the breader got me. And his advancement, yeah, he's looking to get onto this, into this position, maybe try and cut off my reinforcement road here, but I've already got an MG in there, dropping off a little AT piece here, and he's got a couple of pioneers in here. Like I'm saying, I don't want to get into the forest and mess about. I was thinking about rushing in here, but I know his infantry will outclass mine at close range, so didn't bother. Bringing in early 2-2 to bomb this out, because I was afraid of him overrunning this area, maybe just something coming up in reinforcements to take over. I do know that he has no armor in A. Well, no tanks. He has some like rinky-dink tanks, possibly. Whatever they're called. I can't remember. He's BF-109 coming in very early here, taking out my 2-2, which is, yeah, big loss for me. But I've got plenty more of those. In the town, just sort of playing a holding game. I was expecting a bit of a push from him in the town, to be honest, but nothing came. He's got an early arty piece out. Pioneer's doing a decent job of holding here. I'm up onto the hill, got a sniper out to spot for me. I brought in a leader to boost up my 25mm and also everything else in the area. Got a light AT gun as well in here, which I do start moving forward shortly. So we're still at 12-12 at the moment. And I decided to make a push for the hill here, try and get these flags as well. So I'm really focused on this area mainly, taking out these flags and then ticking him down. Bring out T-34, I think that's coming up onto the hill here. Yep, just coming up into this area to secure it a bit more. Help support any infantry that's coming in. Oops, excuse me. And I got the SU-152. I decided to pop it in here from deployment, and it's doing the job I wanted it to. It's spotting infantry that's in these buildings here and picking them off. He's managed to sneak his flag back here. Or well, rather, capture my flag, I should say. Yeah, and I'm just trying to get some long-range engagements going on here. I've got a tank one here just for protection. Bringing out Gravada DP for extra long-range attacks. I'm just sitting my leader back there, keeping guessing what I've got. And T-34 is coming up here too. I'm going to sneak this around the ridge. Now his arty's trying to pick off my machine gun. And of course, this is what Munte are renowned for. They've got so many snipers. But I'm surprised to see he's not making use of his mortars. You get lots of cheap mortars as well, tons of them. But he's not brought any out as of yet. I moved my M42 down. Managed to capture this flag, so I am ticking him down now. T-34 coming in as well. Wait. So my wife is being annoying because she's a filthy dog. And BF-109, does he kill my... No, doesn't kill my machine gun, luckily. Sniper's breader, these are nice piece of equipment, just 40 points, do decent HE. Oh, he's dead. Didn't get to show you. Where's another one? I'll use my M42 down here, and snipers doing the job. Really surprised to see, it's just these snipers holding the line here with the Vickers. Vickers is a nice AA piece. Does decent work as an AT piece as well. Decent HE. Decent amount of bullets. I'm moving for my SU-152 a little bit now, but I think I move it back fairly soon. MG's been pushed out of this tree line by the snipers and the pioneer combined, so I'm bringing on a T-34 in here. I repositioned it from in this area to up here. Just deal with these infantry, which are a bit of a pain. Managed to get some Gvardia into the town down here too, so secure this a bit better. I know he's bringing in his air force to try and take out my T-34-85, but my AAPs, I do target this onto the AT weapon, and it does just enough to repulse him. But these planes are not the best for killing tanks. I think they've got 90 pen or something, and a frontal armor on this is 110, but they fire fast enough to do some damage, as you can see. So I think he's taken a bit of... Oh, actually, no, he looks fine. He's just got stressed out by that. But he can definitely do some damage. He's just trying to stress it out now with his planes. But I'm managing to fire around. The pack is on me now, which is a problem. Transmission damage, not so good for me. I do back this off fairly soon, I believe. And a 25mm doing work. At 2 stars, at 1 star they're pretty nifty anyway. 2 stars really good. I think I might get this plane now. But he's bringing another HS-129. He's determined to get this. He's investing a hell of a lot into his air force though. Now it comes in. My tank's backing off. It has taken some damage now. It's falling back. But the AAP's doing a job. I'm bringing in another AAP because I'm expecting him to start trying to deal with this so we can get rid of my tank. In the north, yeah, just a bit of a back and forth between this flag. And as I said here, I'm bringing a T-34 around in this area. Just trying to get some coverage onto this little bit of town. Cause problems. I am wary of his Panzerstreck squad, so borrowing another SU-152 up onto the hill just to deal with all this here. And I believe, yeah, I am starting to move my infantry forward a bit. They did get caught in the open before, that's why they've been reduced to just 4 men. I'm bringing up another AAP onto the centre hill. And another T-34 here, as you can see. Now these squads are really nice, especially in the position they're in now. 500-meter range. Got Molotovs, and they've got a decent amount of rifles for close range engagements. 15 men. So yeah, it can be quite difficult to get rid of. But he doesn't have a leader in here, which if I was to rush into him with some infantry, I could end up surrendering then. What's he doing with his artillery? I can't quite see what he's doing with this. Alright, he's just aiming on these buildings here. Brought in Ognevachiki. Help push up a bit. SU-152 will be able to get eyes on these pioneers fairly soon, I think. In the south, still the same, still a single tick. He's got a sniper in around here, but it can't really see much where it is at the moment. My light AT gun has been taken out, and my T-34-85 is still alive. Have lost the sniper though. Oh no, I've moved the sniper forward, sorry. I did have these back in this building, but I moved them up to cover onto the hill here once I saw these pioneers were there in case he tries to sneak down. Smoking off from the Ognevachiki because the pioneers were having a go at them. Moving the tank around to try and get eyes on that. Now he's bringing his Shreks. These are a big danger when you're playing against Munte, and we're coming up to phase B soon, so he will be able to get his Panzer IVs in, which don't really outclass my tanks. I can outrange him. Bringing up another Gvardia to help secure the town a bit better if I can. Luckily for me, his sniper is not on the road at present, so he will be able to unload without too much problems. And he's invested in more artillery. I'm assuming this is going to be to try and deal with the AA in this area, and that's what he's trying to pick off. But I've got another AA piece back here, and it's at 1 star as well, so I'm feeling fairly secure. What are these doing? Oh yeah, I'm just really pushing hard to get into these forests here and get onto these flags, cause problems. In the town I decided to push forward a little bit because I looked at the front line influence and I thought it looks fairly good for me. This tank, I didn't notice this in time unfortunately, but he's got nothing round here. I didn't actually spot this. I do recall by the time I looked at this, it was round about now, I saw the tank had been taken out and I was losing its influence, and yeah, bit late to bring in reinforcements then, because yeah, he should have something coming in up here. Yeah, he's got something coming in now. But he's very light on hill, which is surprising, because this is his strongest area for his infantry, I would say. Here, and in the town here. And obviously, anywhere we got really heavy cover was good for him. But we're into phase B now. First Panzer IV out, and he's got them at double vet. My Gvardia moving up. Might engage with the snipers, we'll soon see. My tank's still alive. He must be fairly damaged. Not too bad actually. He's definitely taken some damage. Decide to move the T-34-85, the second one, further up to see what we can see down this road. Moving the machine gun up too, trying to get eyes on whatever's in these forests and start pinning them down. In the north, fairly quiet. I have managed to destroy what he did have in here originally, but I think he's moved. Yeah, he's moved them back. No. Oh yeah, I think these machine guns. I popped in 2 machine guns into these buildings, covered into here on this ridge, do some serious damage. And his Vanatori Dicari, they've taken out, I believe, both. Maybe not this tank. I think this got taken out by the Vickers, but he managed to take out my Su-152. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I did put it too close to the ridge here. That is dangerous. I should have put it out here when it'd be much more safer. But I was hoping to fire down into the town as well. But getting a bit too greedy. Still ticking him. Single tick. My sniper's now being picked off by the artillery. He spotted him at some point. He might get a lucky strike on that. I have spotted out his infantry squad in the forest here now with my sniper. And I also spotted his Beretta, so I'm bringing around my T-34 to start having a pop at it too, because the Beretta can't do anything to it really. Yeah, the AP 65mm pen is not going to do nothing to this, but he does bring in his planes again, AT planes, but my AA is, yeah, it's too strong. I've managed to break him on the hill as well here in the forest. Got my Superior in here, dealt with his units. At a reasonable cost, so I did lose quite a few units in here, the Gvardia and such. But back onto the single take, he's managed to sneak this area of influence. This is annoying because I've moved up the machine gun, but not for too much longer. Now at 1410 again. And he's now bombing my AA. It's not looking too peachy here. Might get taken out fairly soon. Yes, down to the last man. One more hit and that's gone. And he's got 2 Panzer IVs coming in and a Panzer IV leader, as well as an SDKFZ. In the town, I've decided to bring in an off-map over here and drop it. I assume there'll be quite a lot of stuff in here. Bring Gvardia DP for more long-range engagements too. And Gvardia DP, I brought this up here just to cover anything that might try and snipe my AAPs. Got Su-152 in there as well. So this is sort of for recon and for some light machine gun support. These T-34 should be able to deal with the Panzers, especially I've got 2 of them. This one's going to hit them at range. Bring a couple of snipers here just in case he starts putting over his pioneers over this ridge to try and secure this a bit better. Still single tick. 2-2 coming in. I'm not sure where that's doing a bombing run. Oh yeah, onto the Panzer. And this one's doing onto, I believe onto the sniper. I could be wrong though. Oh, onto the AT. Yeah, managed to get one of them. Su-152 firing off around at the Panzer IVs. This is a danger for me now for sure. Bringing Superior, trying to sneak them into this forest here, start engaging with his units in there so I can take this flag, get to a double tick. I decided to put my Gvardia on return fire only. I've just gotten there to spot out, because I'd lost my sniper, and I've lost both of my tanks as well at this point. The Panzer IVs did deal with them. It's quite unfortunate. Yeah, one of them was badly damaged, and the other one was probably a bit too close to engage. Also picking out my AA now, but now I'm starting my main push in the central town. Yeah, the off-map did not do as much as I expected, because he didn't have much in there. This SDKFZ was a pain. On the hill he's managed to reinforce, so he looks a bit more secure up there. I tried to push forward a little bit, but that didn't work out. He'd already reinforced, sadly. Decided to drop another off-map over here. Pick off his AA. Managed to sneak a flag as well, luckily for me. Bring down T-3485. We'll get this flag back soon enough, but I managed to keep up a steady single tick on him. He's cleared out the town in this area now. I'm just bringing out more tanks to reinforce this area, get back on this hill. But I'm shifting my focus over here now. These Panzer IVs are a serious danger. I'm bringing Su-76s now. I'm bringing in some down in the south as well, I believe. Yes, a couple here. Just securing these flags with armour. Applying some more pressure. And I've got my 82mm mortar laying down some fire onto here, causing him problems. All my infantry got wiped out here, sadly. Well, as good as all of it. Bringing in one more Superior. M42. I'm not sure where this one's going actually. Where is this going? Alright, just on here. Yeah, 'cause I remember seeing this Panzer over here, so I wanted to put it over here in case he tries to sneak across. But MG is doing good work in this area. But I am fairly light in the town, it has to be said. I try and get my other cheeky forward, sneak this flag and succeed, but the sniper and the Panzer IV deal with that quickly enough. I smoked this off because it was annoying me with my mortar. The Su-152 was, I think it's doing some damage onto the Panzer IV. It will get taken out soon, yeah. It only has HC damage, you can't really deal with those things. Still a single tick though. T-34's made it up onto the hill now, but he's getting in another Vanatore Dicari in here, which is not good for me at all. Secure the open ground here fairly well. Bringing in a lot of snipers onto the hill now. I'm one into the open here. Want to keep eyes on this entire area. I decide to bring in the Su-76. I'm kind of just waiting for these to come up and then just push more into the forest. Bringing out some ZIS-2s now to deal with any tanks that might come up into this area or this area. The town push didn't quite work out for me. And I'm happy to be in the forest here. Got no Molotovs left though, whereas my opponent has one left, but he's only two-man squad, so this will go down if he attacks. He's very thin on the hill here. SDKFZ's coming in. I managed to spot this just about in time and move my Gavardia DP out the way as quickly as I can. Or is this threes, not this twos? Yeah, this threes. These should be able to deal with these recon cars. Zena, decent AT capability, as you can see. Took out one Panzer IV. It's got 145mm pen and the APCR, which I believe that was in range of APCR. Yeah, so it would have been like 180mm pen, but only 4 damage. It should be able to mop up this as well, and does so. Did a lot of work, this machine here. ZIS-3s are now in position as well for help support, and a T-34-76 coming in too. Looking fairly good for me at the moment. But I've got no armour on the hill here. The Marder 2's trying to engage with a T-34-85. Gets pen no when it's done for. Sniper's spotting for me. Another Panzer IV is in there and that gets taken out. There's just too much armour in the area for him to deal with. Now I'm bringing in infantry to start pushing more in this area. Still at single tick, got a constant single tick practically all of the game. Sneaking my superior forward a bit more, hoping to get onto the hill here. And yeah, he's looking pretty weak on the hill, to say the least. My off-map gets taken out, but it's already used its charges. But he's really getting into my back line with these. Fortunately, this 3 spots it out on the T-34, but we'll pin these down fairly quickly, and I bring in the 2-2 to bomb them as well. Su-76 is coming up now into position. Decided to redirect them onto the hill here. And these are really cheap and nasty. 45 points, decent AP, decent HE, really nice support weapon. It's making a bit of a headway in the town. Decided to push forward and probe a bit. Got my DPs and Su-76s in there now though. He's got lots of air out, but he's not had much success with it. But maybe now is the time. Take my AA piece in the center. It's pinned. I have got 25mm here. It's probably not going to be enough to do all the work, but it's just doing enough to target this. You see how bad these things are, really. I think it might take one down. Yeah, depending. It's 95mm, not so good. So he got no armor. Didn't even get these things. He got a weak armor at the front, just 35mm. That was unfortunate of him, unlucky. But it was stressed a fair bit, so probably just missed most of its shots. These things, they're pretty terrible. Pretty terrible, as you can see. You have to have literally no AA on your opponent's side to make them work. 2-2, managing to drop off his bombs. Not sure where. Is it here? I think it might be here. Yes, it is. They're pinned, but he's already gained back his flag here. Back to 12-12 now. C-34s, IS-3, dealing with the snipers. And the Su-76s. Yes, so we've got a lot of firepower coming down to anything that sneaks over the ridge here. In the north, I bring in a ton of Gvardia. I've brought 2 in here just as backup, because I've got another off-map in which I've dropped, and I hit absolutely nothing, I believe. But the problem for him now is he's only got 3 units holding his line on the hill, and if he loses that, see, 2 of them are pinned already. It's not looking particularly good for him on that hill at all, and he decides to surrender. So that was that. So good game from Sqwurrol. I did feel that he surrendered, maybe not looking at that one. It felt when I was playing the game that he surrendered a bit too early, but seeing what he had on the hill, he was going to collapse, so fair enough. But on the first game, I think he... Yeah, I did look back at the replay a bit. Although my KTs did take out his IS-2s, he had been ticking me down all game, and he might have been able to hold out, so maybe a bit too early of a surrender there. He might have been able to grind it out. But anyway, we'll never know. Yeah, in this game, very close on the KD. Not much difference. It was just more... I just had better positions, really, so that's why he surrendered. And I can completely understand it, because that hill had gone. And I would have been having on a double tick fairly quickly. And for me, C-3485 did some decent work. What else? Yeah, another T-3485, decent work. They just outrange him completely on this map, so... But yeah, this guy did a lot of work, more than anything. The Zenard, 85mm, 2 Panzer IVs, 2 SDKFZs right at the end, so this was very helpful on the central hill for me. For Sqwurrol, yeah, he's Vickers. Again, same thing. A lot of the AA doing some AT work. Su-152 taken out, and 2 T-34-76s, plus a couple of infantry squads. Very nice work from the AA pieces. And that's it. So, goodbyes.